Hello, this video is intended to help you get started with my online Calculus 1 course. I'm going to give you just a little tour of where all the content is in D2L and help you kind of navigate your way around a bit. So I'm going to go into my Lone Star. I also believe you can get through there via LSC Online. Didn't show that button, but it should be there. Guess I could. Right, over here. And there's LSC Online right up there. So you can get there that way too directly. I'm just so used to going this route because with all the things I have to check. And so for me, I come over here and do this. So let's see what we have. Going to open up a course. And I'm going to switch this over to student. Let's see what that give you the perspective that you would have. So the first thing a lot of stuff is here is content. All about the content. Over the left here we have a table of contents, syllabus and other files. And the other files just kind of means where I just kind of dump random things in there that don't belong in the other two folders. Lecture notes, exam reviews, and quizzes. Okay, well, let's take a look here. So at the very top of this one, we have the syllabus. So that's there for you to read over and look at and see if you have any questions about it. And we'll come back and talk about some of these other things, the quiz entry. But first, I'm going to hop around here. I have a PDF of a textbook, Larson 9th edition. If you have a calculus book that you like to use, go right ahead. This one also has a practice list that can go with it. As you should know by now, being a higher level math, the more you can practice, the better. And here's some other things like formulas. Here's a that I give for those exams. This trig sheet, I provide that with every exam. You don't ever have to bring these formula sheets with you. They will be instructed to give you a copy at the testing centers. And here's some other, I'm not sure what that D2L resources is. Testing center info, I may be updating that depending on what term or what time of year, if whether this is a mini course or something, I might update that information. Khan Academy, find some nice videos there. And algebra and trig review if you have time. You know, in a short mini term, it might be a little tougher than it would be in a long term. But it just, click on that and see what kind of refreshers if you want to. Certainly doesn't hurt to click around and look around in here. You're not going to hurt anything. All right, so click around all over there. And let's come over here, lecture notes. Oh, one thing I want to show you about the homework list. I have it for the 9th and the 10th edition. So it shows you the problems, and it also, which you'll see in the lecture notes in a minute, that it has the sections all grouped by each exam. So that's one way you can tell what sections for sure will be on an exam is looking at this. Or now we'll go here and also have it grouped lecture notes. So you see everything under exam 1 means those notes represent exam 1, exam 2, exam 3. I also have some pre-cal stuff in there if you want to look at it. I have these notes also in the Windows Journal format. If you wanted to write, on them in color, obviously don't have to do that if you don't want to. But someone asked me about it one time, so I'll put them in there. That's how I generate these files. So we click on one of these, and let's see what we have here. We have sideways. which I believe we can rectify that by coming down here and clicking on download. Adobe, I happen to have Adobe itself, but obviously Adobe Reader would work just fine. So once you get up in here, you can view, rotate. There you go. So that's how you can get around the fact that the files may be sideways when you look at them. So let's have that as a file. You could save those for yourself if you wanted to. I don't care. And let's go back here. But so now we know we have the best way to view them then, so we don't have any issues there. All right, so we have all these little notes. I might be updating these from time to time as, you know, whatever semester I've just finished. So I may update them. So these may change where they'll have I might use a semester name in there. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Here it doesn't tell when they came from, but they're certainly fine as is. Just I like to tweak them a little bit semester to semester, nothing major. So there's our notes. We have down here exam reviews. Sample for 1, 2, 3, and the final. Now, click on one of these. It just shows you the problems. Might be in some sort of, there's a multiple choice. It might have an answers there at the bottom. Well, let's see. Yeah, there's some answers to these. But however, so if you wanted to try these out and come up with the answers. But I also have another file here that each one of them has their own solutions, meaning, you had answers to those problems above, but solutions mean, okay, it wasn't much for me to show there, but problems that are a little more involved, you'll see me work stuff out. Yeah, there you go, see. So, shows how I work them, in addition to just seeing the answer itself. So you have that to work with. And let's see. Now, you read through the syllabus, you'll see this bit about the quizzes. Now, let me show you these quizzes, because that could be a little confusing, especially with an online student that's not seeing me face-to-face, where I can explain it the first day of class. Quizzes in the sense of they're not actual live tests. It's almost like I've been debating on whether or not I want to rename these to like homework set 1 or homework set 2, because let me click on this and let's see, what semester? I think I clicked on the wrong term here. Let's see. Oh no, it does say quizzes 9, but there's 10 of them there. I don't know what that 9 means, 9 files, but okay, well that wasn't the right place. Well, there is 10. I added a 10th file, so I'm not sure why that says 9 over there. That doesn't matter. But anyway, the way this works is you go in there, and like I said, it's like a homework more than anything else. You go through, you click the file, you work these out, and pick your answers, work through them, pick your answers. Then once you have your answers, just hang on to those. And let me go back to content. All right, so you've worked out quiz 1. You have each one of them are 10 problems. Now, assessments. Let's go over here to assessments. Quizzes. Now, these aren't activated yet, so they're not live, so to speak. But when you click on this to take the quiz, it probably, okay, quiz period over. It didn't like that. Anyway, well, it won't be that complicated. Well, this is where you'll go to submit your answers, the answers that you've already worked. You'll come in here, then you'll submit them. Be careful. I don't know this happens that often, but every once in a while, an answer choices might scramble around. I'm certainly not doing this to trick you, but I've had that happen before. But just be careful that if you know an answer to a problem is 2.5 and it was B on the original quiz and you see that C is 2.5, obviously, well, actually, I think they're just bubbled. I think you click on the bubble. I don't believe there are letter choices on the actual quiz itself like there is on the multiple choice, so it won't be that difficult. Just pick your right answer. Now, I'll be working to get these activated, but the main thing is you have the problems already in the PDF files. So I'll be working soon to get these dated. You don't have to wait for this to open to start doing them. You have the questions. So you can start working on those whenever you can. It's just you have to come here to submit your answers. Now, I'm going to scroll down here and show you on the exams, has a little lock over here on the exams. Those are locked because they're password protected. Okay, I don't know where exam 3 was here, but should be in exam 3 also. Well, anyway, they're locked because, like I said, that's where you go to the testing center, and then they will submit the password and unlock the test, and you'll take it in the testing center. And you're allowed scratch paper to write and do your work. You don't submit that paper. They may collect it, and either throw it away or recycle. But you'll submit your answers like you would on a quiz. You'll just click on the bubbles. But the quizzes aren't password protected. They're not locked. They're just only available during certain time period. Now, another confusing thing, especially being a distance learning class, is viewing your quiz results. Now, when you take the quiz, it's going to show you what your grade is. But if you want to go back and look at what you did, first of all, you won't be able to view your results until about 5 minutes after the deadline. So even if you submitted it 2 or 3 days before, maybe you made a 90 or something, I know it's frustrating. You want to know which one did I miss? As soon as about 5 minutes after the deadline, you'll be able to view it. Now, a common mistake here is to come over and click this right there. The way you enter the quiz is thinking is the same way you would view it, but it's not. Actually, it's a drop-down arrow right next to it. Yeah, there it is. Submissions. You would view your submissions. Submission, singular. And that's where it takes you to your results. But like I said, that's not ready till right after the quiz deadline. So easy go. You click on that quiz, it's just, once you submitted it, I think nothing basically happens. Going back to the course content, I also have a file posted in the syllabus and other assorted. Like I said, this is where I kind of just dump generic files here. Yeah, reviewing quiz and exam submissions. See, there you go. It shows you the drop-down arrow. Click on submission. So hopefully showing you that will alleviate any confusion there. And I think we did everything we were going to do in assessments, but I'll click back on that. So I showed quizzes, showed you the exams, grades. Now on the exams, I'll let you know as we go, I adjust the exams, by some sort of factor. I'll let you know what it's going to be. So your actual grade will always be a bit better than the percentage you get correct. So I'll go through and type in those grades. So always, and I'll show you the formula. So always you want to be able to check your grades. Nothing found here, but to make sure I didn't, certainly, shortchange you out of any points. Now the quizzes are kind of no-brainer. I can't mess that up because once it grades the quiz, as long as I make sure to check every box, so obviously send me a message saying, hey, I can't see quiz 7. I've done that before where I forgot to check a box and then it shows up. So I'll try to be careful to do it correctly. But yeah, I can't. So I'm not entering those manually, so I can't mess that up other than, like I said, what I just said. But the exams, when I'm changing the scores, if I do anything that, lowers your points, be sure and let me know, and I can certainly fix that. No problem. And I think that's basically about it. So I would start this out by reading, going through the syllabus a little bit, and then just kind of jump right in there in section 1.2, and start going through the notes and check maybe the Khan Academy, see what kind of videos you might like there, see what they have. So if you have questions, just email me either via D2 email here. That's what I meant to communication. I believe you can click on that and email. I'm not sure if you can email the entire class like you can in Blackboard. Discussions, if somebody wanted a discussion group, I have to start that up. The student can't really start a discussion group once it's open. But anyway, to contact me, you can email. Like I said, I'm not sure if the whole class can be done by a student like it can in Blackboard. Or on my syllabus, there's a Lone Star email address. I'll be checking both of those all the time. So if something was, D2L was temporarily down or something like that, it's usually pretty good. But that might be incentive to sort of download some of those if you wanted to, like I was showing you earlier, how to download those PDF files if you wanted to save them, the quizzes and the notes, just in case. I'm not expecting any difficulties, but anyway, if you use Lone Star email, then you can reach me that way too. And let's see, always check, I guess right here in the middle is where your news items will pop up here. And here's just one announcement I made that I have files in there now, but the course opened up at midnight, so I didn't have anything in there, and I wanted to say, hey, I put the syllabus right there, but I've already shown you, the syllabus is in its own folder. I didn't want someone to come in and go, hey, there's nothing here. But now the content's all in there. But the quizzes aren't, and the exams aren't activated, but I'll get them done very soon. It won't take that long, so the actual quiz and exam entry. Because in this course, you'll be able to work at your own pace, so to speak. I mean, if you want to stay ahead of pace, you can. Because once you get to now each exam will have its own deadline that you need to be completed by. But once I open them all up, you could work, if you felt like it, at a faster pace and complete them when you want to. But like I said, anytime you take a quiz or exam, see the score, you can't see the results until after the deadline. Now that's not true for the final exam. That one I don't open up. So anyway, I believe that about covers everything. So I think that's the grand tour. So like I said, always be checking D2L frequently for any announcements I may make and things like that. So especially it's important, but I think the faster the course moves, the shorter the term, the more frequently you should check it. So. All right, with that being said, I hope everything goes well, and please do not hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. Thank you, and wish you well.